Everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise. Welcome if you're new. I have so many questions. I have a list of very specific questions about Mike Johnson. But first I want to do a karmic reading and look into his future, and then I'll try and address all these specific questions right after. So anyway, let me swap out cameras here and bring you over my table, and give me a moment, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm starting out with the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, and I have allowed for reversals already, shuffled really well, but let's do some more. First I want to check in, like I said, with his karma. I'm going to go past karma that's still hanging over him, and then his most foreseeable, most likely future. Yeah, okay. So I do remember last Saturday's live, it looked like he had secrets. All three of us, Lori, Lisa, and I, we did get the secrets coming through. And one of them looked like he may have paid for an abortion. But anyway, I'm going to try and just let go of all of my own biases around, his worldview about women, and most likely his own hypocrisy around himself. I mean, it's obvious he's a white Christian nationalist of the most extreme. He's against anything that stands for equality and basic human rights. He lives by the rule of the Bible. Crazy. Okay. Forces in motion. His greatest challenge. Right here. Page of Cups reversed. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So, past life karma that he brought into this lifetime in order to heal. Two of Pentacles reversed. And Page of Swords straight up. I don't feel like he was in a very powerful position, so he's probably really getting off on the fact that he's let's do two more cards. Yeah. He's probably really happy that he's up there, He's like he's the dark side of an Aquarian, where he doesn't care for other people's humanity. He only cares about himself. So he was a liar. Yeah. Let's start here. With the Fool reversed, well, I feel like he's been cautious in the past. I think he's also been very reckless. That's a, natural part of when we have the Fool reverse. It's like, yeah, you're going to fall off that cliff. Just basically really unprepared for what life will throw at him. So I guess that's why he needs, and if it's even really true, if he needs the rules of, of the Bible. And just so you guys know, I have a pretty tight relationship with Christ and all things of Christ consciousness, but nothing, I have zero to do with the Bible. I mean, it wasn't written until at least 70 years after the crucifixion, and the other part of that is that this dude named Constantine took it over, and and changed so much of it. And then the rest of it is just, it's like, yeah, sure, men live to be 600 years old. Yeah, sure, sure, everything was created in 7 days. How do they know how long a day was back then, you know? Oh yeah, sure, you're supposed to fear God. And here's the biggest reason I can't stand anything coming out of the Bible. You know, unless Jesus said it, but then we've got the Gospels of Thomas for that. Who was it that said, you sacrifice your son to show how much? God would never say, kill your son, and that means you love me. Give me a friggin' break. So this is this guy with just major foolish beliefs, doesn't really understand what's going on, and his biggest challenge is that he's not mature. He's very emotionally immature. And with the Two of Pentacles reversed, for his, you know, the karmic past going on over here, I think that he just wouldn't commit to anything, was totally out of balance, and suffered a lot of financial, you know, problems. And so I think what he did for a living was probably a messenger boy of some type. I mean, what else do we have with the Page of Swords? It's again, look at Page of Swords and Cups. It's both. It's young. It's emotionally young here, and then can this guy even hold up that big sword? I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to tune in here, and it feels like he had plans, but they didn't go well, and he would, you know, take the messages from the Queen or somebody else who was in control, which was a woman, and he didn't like that, but he had to do it. I think a lot of the times he lost the messages or lied and said he delivered them when he didn't. And he's a mess. He's truly a mess. I wouldn't be surprised if he, you know, stole some of the things that were supposed to be delivered with this. Let's look at the karma that's still hanging over him. I mean, there's money karma there, I can see. Yeah, there we go. Karma with women. Doesn't want women to be equal at all. His wife just must be dumber than a bag of hammers. Yeah, completely deluded. With the moon, oh my goodness. Super deluded. Lives in fear, lives in illusion, has enemies, has a hidden agenda, and he doesn't mind taking risks. That's what's hanging over him. So that's what was brought through to get him into the House. This is what the House GOP wanted to put into position. Okay, so his future. Yeah, Hanged Man. Well, he needs, in his future, he's going to get a different perspective. He definitely needs that. He's going to have to surrender, I think, his position. He's going to have to let go. He's going to have to sacrifice. And hopefully go home and think about it. And he's, and he might not mind if he's so aligned with the Bible, being the sacrificial lamb. That's what he's doing there. Oh, yeah. In his future, we're going to see that he has a very dysfunctional family himself. And all of the women who will be voting, and there's a lot of young ones coming up, along with us older ones who are just not having the bullshit that they're putting out. And that's, he's going to surrender down into that. Oh yeah, and Two of Wands. Two of Wands reversed. Well, he's going to be afraid because his plans are just ruined. He's not going anywhere. In his future, he's not succeeding. Not at all. Well, he's going to lie. He's going to say a lot. He's going to spin. But it's not going anywhere. And then for Trump, if this is, who he thinks he's working for, yeah. Well, one good thing with the magician is that he thinks he has leadership and he's developing something that he can manifest. But no, not with these cards. That's not happening. Yeah, again, here, 3 pages. Wow. So, Page of Wands, he's going to have to go look for something new. Well, with the Queen of Cups, maybe in the future he'll start to feel a little bit more what it's like to be a woman, because I think he has some major lessons coming through here around women who honor what is the most sacred is their bodies. And who are these people telling us what we can and cannot do with our bodies? Who are these people telling us that we can't exercise our own free will? Well, they're living under this delusion, major delusion, and it's not going to work. So, okay, that was a little just kind of interesting backstory. Now let's really get somewhere and look at, I'll put these over here. I think what I should do first, let's look at, I think I'll use the Maybe, this deck here, the Maybe Lunamon by Ryan Edward. And give me some time to get the energy into the deck. I want to see, what's this guy's background? I'm going to start with a basic 9 box and work around it. And I might have to bring the camera down because that's not a big deal, but these cards are a lot smaller. Let's see what I can get from a 9 box to see, like, what has this guy done? Because I think that he's got a lot of secrets. I think that it's more than just paying for an abortion when he was younger. I think it's more than he's putting out there. He's just a big front for this, evangelical Taliban we've got going on in the White House. Or in the GOP house, not the White House. Okay. So we have to remember, he was one of those 34 that texted back and forth with Mark Meadows. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Meadows was recently granted an immunity deal. That's different than a plea deal. This guy's getting immunity from Jack Smith for the January 6th case with Judge Chutkan. And probably it would also apply to the classified documents case. But anyway, Jack Smith gave him an immunity deal, so that makes sense, because I remember reading on him about a year ago on Mark Meadows getting that he would flip. So, this guy knows where the bodies are buried. Okay. Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson. Okay, money, power, and protection. Russian money. Russian money, literally. Whoa. Whoa! Okay, major conflict of interest. Let me bring this down. Okay, so the most important thing to know about this guy is that Russian money has come into his campaign, and that is what's going to break him apart. And the House. This is my card for the GOP House. Well, it could be the House altogether. I mean, we do have our Democrats in the House, Democratic reps, but because I'm reading on him, let's just call it the GOP House card for the day. Deeply sourced in Russian money, the flow of Russian money that's been brought into the GOP House, it will break apart their fractured reality because they'll be seen as these opportunists that took the money and our bloviating bag of hot air Trump, who is the major predator from, working for Putin himself, the biggest conflict of interest there. So Mike Johnson is all wrapped up in this. Oh yeah, the Fox, the fraud, the scam, financial scam, the transactions, they're being watched. They're being watched. Yet money that went in all types of directions from Russia, Russian oligarchs. Oh, I wonder, let's see, what other cards come through? Oh, the moon, maybe. Maria Butina is who I was just flashing on. Remember her? Remember her? She was that Russian plant. Okay. All right. So I think she's the one that it's going to go down in history that all these guys that were hooked, hooked in through Maria Butina and the NRA and Russia and this whole white Christian nationalist bullshit, I mean, it's like, can you imagine the being of Christ and all of the boy, and they talk of, in the Bible it talks about blasphemy. That's real blasphemy, is using Christ's name to to hurt other people and to subjugate and to take away, most of all, a person's free will. Because that's what Christ was really all about, was fighting for free will. But we have to save ourselves. I believe he just, opened the gates of free will that were previously closed. But anyway, that's another whole thing. Russian money, transactional, fraudulent, let's just say scam artists who use transactions to funnel money from Russia into our elections. It's been watched. They know about it. I'll use the Kipper too after this. But let me see if I can get some of these questions answered, because let's just do this generally and see what comes through. I may answer several of them at the same time. So Russian money that was snuck in. Maria Butina, didn't she have red hair? Right? There you go. That's her. And it was done in plain sight. Here we are with using religion as the tool, because that's their ploy. That's the GOP's ploy. It's just to use it as a tool. Trump, Butina. I say Trump because of I know he's in his natal chart. He's just a big old bag of bloviating hot air, just air and fire. Okay, so the conversations, the meetings that were fraudulently, the transactions through meetings came from Russia. The commitment was there for the money to go out in a bunch of different ways to all different, it wasn't just out to Mike Johnson, it was to other states. Money pouring in, put out into different directions. The commitment was there for that money flow from Russia. It's basically we'll supply the money. Don't worry, we'll get you in there, kind of thing. That's been the plan. This is really dark. There's going to be a spotlight on Trump's reputation. And again, with him, with this, just talking trash, literally talking. Now, this would also be our card for Mark Meadows' cell phone and texts and, all those transactions that, right? It's all right here. Going out, money, promises, and things are going to, of course, fall apart because they've been watched. Mike Johnson is guilty, but there's this big clan that's out on social media. Of course, this is the whole, just remember way back when with the Cambridge Analytica and all of that. I get clearly here that Mike Johnson knew Maria Butina. They knew each other. Yeah. So, and it is, they're watching him because it is illegal. It's illegal for foreign money to come into a campaign. It's against the law if he knew about it. He definitely knew about it. And that it's going to be broken apart. This opportunistic, he's got this conflict of interest going on here. And, he's deeply resourced there. So, okay. In the future, he will be seen as guilty, just simply seen as guilty, and part of a big, clan. It'll be seen out into social media will be all over it. His interactions with his clan will be seen. And his clan is like his white, evangelical Taliban group. That's what's going on there. This group of expecting to be rewarded. They think they're better than everyone because, they've got the Bible. And I'm not putting down anybody who's Christian, by the way. Remember, if you're aligned with Christ, I love that. But if you use the Bible to figure out how to live your life, you don't need that. You don't need it. You have all the laws of love inside of you. But this guy hasn't figured any of that out yet. There's going to be something new as to something he stole and something that will minimize his ability to take advantage anymore of this Russian money coming in. So it's all going to come out. It'll come out on the social media. It will be seen by everyone. And here he is, being part of the one of many who stole money or took money, literally. How Russian money has created toxicity within our government. That will all be seen, and he will be all wrapped up in that. Okay, so now some basic questions. So I have my list up here. And the first one was, let's see, Chop's daddy wanted to know why he hasn't been indicted for election interference. Yet. Because he was, I think, it just, you know, they work their way up the food chain. And I do remember this reading a long time ago. I just don't remember when it was, but it came out clearly that Jack Smith was it was gonna be like a big dragnet, you know, situation going on. Hold on, I gotta bring this up again. There we go. He was gonna get them all. He was definitely going to get them all. That was a coffin card that almost flipped out, so that's interesting. Yeah, okay. Chop's daddy was saying that he was one of the coup architects. Yes, he was. He definitely was. We just didn't really know about him in there. But, you know, he's on that list of the 147 that voted to overturn the election, and the 34 who texted with Mark Meadows. So let me see if I can figure out with the Kipper if he'll be indicted for election interference and how long he might remain House Speaker. Somebody had that question in there. Will he be removed? And then there's a couple other questions. So I'll be going a little while here. Okay, so right there. His reputation. It's going to go through some new things. This could be that abortion secret. Yeah, as a House member, he's going to be leveled. Now, these two cards definitely have to do with pregnancy. So there's that secret coming through again, that he paid for an abortion. A painful loss because of his stealing. Can't say yet who that is or that. Let's keep going. This is my J6 card. I don't know okay, this is his wife. Look at that. Something coming out maybe about her too. Maybe, oh, that could be it. Maybe she had an abortion when they were first together. And maybe that's what comes out. Goodness, hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, here he is. All this is coming up behind him. Yeah, stuff about his marriage. Ooh, there's rules and regulations, Jack Smith, J6, the inner circle, and I don't know who this gal is. Okay, so will he be indicted for election interference? I would say yes, because his reputation is going to be trashed. It's going to go through a painful loss there, and then all of that about the child abortion, something like that there. Because when you have the gift card next to the child, that's definitely pregnancy. The other card that could be pregnancy is, oh, this one right here, if I had kept going, but I don't know that yeah, you always want an odd number across. So let's see. I'll just go ahead and start up here because he's here. He's only looking at his past. His future will be to experience his past. And what's coming up behind him from the past is who he's been married to, basically the Russian mob. That will come out as being something he's done for a long time, been in bed with, developing with. Again, when we're talking about the pregnancy secret, maybe it wasn't his wife, because I don't know who this is down here. And this is my card for, besides health issues, I don't think he's too young. I don't think he really is going to have health issues. But this is a card for someone who has a quickie that resulted in pregnancy. So either it was his wife or whoever this is here. But that's all going to sneak up on him. People are going to know. It's going to come out into the community, as well as everything he did with January 6th. And I think he's going to be seen as a big hypocrite. Jack Smith has something new on him that will come out and level him. Probably the Russian money, coming through. Jack Smith has the whole inner circle. It will go through some changes because of what Jack Smith brings forward with his investigation with Alex Whiting, the mob itself. Mike Johnson's strategy to bring in money, creative, wealthy money, he didn't mind taking a risk, and he didn't care about where it came from. And this mature man down here could be Putin or any oligarch. The mature woman could be Rebecca Mercer, Jenny Thomas. These cards can stand in for several different people. It doesn't have to just be one person, except for when you get these, the main female and male. They're definitely the person one of the people that you're reading on, and then their partners, wife or partner, husband, whatever, significant other. So yeah, what's framing in this reading is a very painful loss based on his relationship. And I don't know who this gal is. Maybe this is our Maria Butina stand-in card. It could also be some other creative finance, which is what the privileged lady's about. The mature woman holds secrets. The mature man is supportive. This gal helps to bring money in. And that's always been his strategy, and he doesn't care where he gets it, and that's what's going to come out, and he'll go down for that at least. Will he be removed? The coffin card has to do with resigning or losing, whichever. Yeah. Let's use, but lastly, the deck that I want to use, and we'll get these other questions answered really quickly. So, this one is this one here, the Golden Dreams Lenormand. Oh, and that Kipper deck was right here, just in case you're new to my channel. It's Chiro Marchetti's End of the Century. Okay, so how long will he remain House Speaker? Yeah, I think I need to ask that again, because we had the long time card there, and then we also have the coffin card. The long time card can be a couple of years, but let's do it this way. Let's bring in the other questions. So Janet wanted to know how much damage will he create as House Speaker. Yeah, he's third in line to POTUS. Ooh, coffin card again there. And Karen Weaver wants to know if he'll default on the debt. I kind of doubt that the democratically held Senate will let that happen, but we'll see. Because the only way, see, that's the problem is they only have 217. So the only way they can get anything passed is to get some Democrats to step across the aisle and vote with them. And if things are terrible, they won't do that. So, okay, so let's see. That feels good there. Okay, how long will he remain House Speaker? How much damage will he create as House Speaker? Will we wind up? Well, that's like a third priority because we do have, well, nah, we are running out of time on that. Yeah, will we default on the debt? Okay, right there. Son, things will be revealed. Again with the secrets. Secrets will definitely be revealed as to his guilt. His choices in the past. It's all going to come out. His interactions with this bad choices in the past. His coming together with secret enemies. This is Putin again. So we're getting it again. Hope I have enough room down here. Oh yeah, barely. I think we're going to have protections. I think we're protected from his guilt. Yeah, there's going to be commitments. I don't think we have to worry about the debt. There might be a little delay when it comes to that, but then things will pick up and take off. We'll be okay. Let me get these. Let me just lay out as many as I can here. Let's go over a bit. And then we'll see about all these other questions too. Here's our the institution of our government there. Foreign, it's going to be revealed about that. I wonder if a bunch of them are going to go down because the crossroads card, like the fish, it can mean a lot. You know, there can be, yeah, a lot of, so I'm thinking a lot of the guilt will be revealed as to the hidden enemies within our government right here. The opportunists within our government. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. He's going to be isolated. Again with the painful loss. I honestly don't see him being removed. I think this thing is going to take the time. I think Jack Smith is going to take all the time he needs. He and Alex Whiting could be taking all the time to make sure that they, you know, get everyone. Because he cares about the stability of our government. Will he remain House Speaker? I think so. But he's still going to be isolated, and so will all those other ones, like I said. We have protection, but it's all going to go down all at once. To have the owl's letter in the book, the owls will bring out the information where everyone's talking about it, and there is documentation of the secrets. The secrets will come out. So this isn't just him. This is all of the House members who took Russian money. Right here, Russian money. Who are guilty. That's all going to come out. Yeah, it'll be a painful loss. Now, there are a couple of good things in the Bible. I remember this one. Here I am retracting something I said. I have good things from the Gospels of Thomas. But remember that quote that Jesus said something about it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to go through the eye of a needle? Whenever I see this card, I think of that. So that's the solution, is for these guys to go through a painful loss, and it's all related to foreign money that was taken. That's what will be revealed. And as far as what's his name, Mike Johnson, I don't see him being removed. I don't have the I don't have the coffin. I don't have the scythe that would be removal, but I do see him isolated from, the structure of our government. So it'll be a painful loss. This card is a little like the, actually quite a bit like the coffin, in that you have to give something up. It's an ending, and you can't get through to the other side unless you give something up. It could be, I guess we could look at it a little bit like that Hanged Man card that we had in his future position. So, yeah, and if he could give something up and maybe minimize the information that's going to come out about him that he's really guilty about, maybe he will resign. Maybe he will take off from the government. Maybe that'll be the news that comes out. Just because he doesn't want any more looking into, maybe he gets really scared. He definitely cares about his position, but he's going to be isolated. And there's going to be unity that comes from, I would say, both sides of the aisle to isolate this guy and any of these other extremists. What is it that's like the Gang of Eight, It's Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Trader Green and Lauren Boebert, and there's, Steve Scalise. Who else? There's some others. So there's going to be a loyal protection that brings together other government officials to minimize the risk, because the burden is just too great. The burden's too great to bear. And we're not, that Russian money coming in is completely against the law. And there's going to be so many of them caught up in that, as well as trying to take down the, seeing the secret enemies that were hiding to bring the coup from the inside, right? And so all of it's not just January 6th. It's the lead up, ever since Trump, got in. It's all of that coming full circle, coming to a head, and it's like they're sunk. They're isolated and they're sunk because we have that protection and that care. These guys can't love foreign money and expect to stay in our government. Okay, let's see. Let me check real quick about defaulting on the debt or not. It looks like there could be a delay, but let me double check. So it's hard to put a lot of questions into one spread. Okay. So will we default? Will we wind up defaulting on the debt for a little while? Will we wind up having the government shut down for a while? It's coming up, and I didn't get clear on the dates because I couldn't keep track of the chat when we were on live, but it's either November 14th or the 17th, whatever day that is the last. Will we default? What is going to happen? How's that going to go? To answer Janet's question, it doesn't look like he would be able to create much damage as House Speaker. So that's good news there. But we still have to squawk, we We have to squawk. We need to call our email. You can call, but I prefer email because there's a written copy. There's you get a receipt, all of that. But you can email the White House easily. I've done that several times. You can email Biden, and you'll get a response pretty soon too. But of course, your reps, all of our reps. Okay, how's it going to go? Again with the sun right in the center. Wow. Okay, success. It may be delayed. They'll know that time's a wasting and we have to get on it. It's too dangerous to let it go. Complications, because people are trying to, the key is that they don't want the allocations of money. They don't want the money going to Ukraine or Israel. That's what it is. They want to isolate the allocations, the gifts that go out. There's going to be, or it could be that there's a surprising cut. They've opened up this can of worms, and all this darkness is coming out, and all this betrayal. But it's also complicated. And so I think that we are going to end up making some budget cuts. That will be the solution to keep from being isolated with our credit rating going down. There's an opportunity, or there might be two women that, it's again about the money complications. There might be two women that get us through it. Yeah, they want to minimize the money. It's all right here. Here's the house. Yeah. It'll be successful, but it's going to shine a spotlight also on how much money goes out to Ukraine. They want to slow that down. They want to cut that. Money going to Israel, they want to cut that. That's the solution. This could be some dangerous woman. That I would think would be Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it's like she doesn't want to give up, but then she's isolated from the house somehow. So she loses. And it might be surprising what she brings through. It slows things down. So when it comes to votes, she's voting to just cut Ukraine, cut Israel, and I'm sure there are many others that do that in the House. But yeah, there's going to be less money to go to support here we go, Israel and Ukraine. That's what it is. But maybe it'll be worked out later, but for this particular debt ceiling, I think it'll be successful. There'll be a solution. We'll get through narrowly by that end time. But it's going to be slow going at first with a bunch of votes that are dangerously close to the deadline. So we might go a little bit over, but not too much, or it might just be saved at that 11th hour. Yeah, let's see what happens if I kept going with some more cards. The fox shows the trap. There's protection from, if that's Marjorie Taylor, again with the money, power, and protection, and the deadline there, painful loss for her, whoever that is, and the transactions to foreign countries. Boy, that story just keeps repeating itself. And as far as timing goes, yeah, there are obstacles. But when it comes to the crossroads as far as timing, I get the feeling it's just a couple days more. I feel like they'll get it done. I feel like the choice to end it before the deadline comes through, and we're okay. The solution within the house, because they know time's a wasting. It's complicated. Yes, I don't see Ukraine and Israel getting any more money if they want to get this passed on time. And that's where I think the Democrats will reel themselves back in and put us first. So, yeah. Okay, I think I answered all the questions. If I've missed anything, let me know. Bring it to next Saturday's live and we'll get them done. Okay, bye.